the hottest topic in Australian country music right now. James Johnston is in the Loungers Plus live lounge with me this afternoon. How are you, mate?
I am doing very well. Better now that I'm in this very comfortable lounge.
How good are these lounges?
They're incredible. They are.
They're amazing. They're soft. They're leather.
They are.
I'm trying to sell it to you.
No, it's great. No, I want these couches in my house. This is very. It's a little bit Nashville actually.
You reckon?
Yeah. There's a little bit of Western going on. It's very good.
Now, welcome back to Tamworth.
Thank you.
You were here in April, weren't you, last year?
I was.
How are you liking the hotter weather?
I spent many years in Tamworth as a kid.
Oh, well, there you go.
I cut my teeth on the streets from about 6 years old to about 16 in January. I know the drill. I've stocked up on Gatorade and I'm good to go. Yeah.
You're good to go. Now, as you said before, you've been busking for ages. You've been on the stage since you were 4, where you sung Garth Brooks, Friends in Lower Places. What inspired you to get into the music industry?
Well, I think at 4 years old, you just
like singing.
I just like to sing.
I've got 5-year-olds.
You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was not even it was definitely not like this conscious decision, right? You don't go, I'm gonna go out there. And at 4 years old, I like to sing. And someone said, do you want to come and sing at the daycare? And you can sing anything. And all the other kids, by the way, were all singing nursery rhymes. As you know, at 4 years old, they're singing Wiggles or High Five, whatever it was at the time. And I said, I want to sing Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks. That's my favourite song, you know. So I stood up there, the big hat, you know, the Garth Brooks checkered shirt, you know, the holding the guitar that I couldn't play at that time, but you know, had to look the part. And I had one of these, you know, you see like My First Mics, this built-in little amp with the microphone, and I just sang there and belted out Friends in Low Places.
I love it. And I love it, like 4 years old, Garth Brooks is your favourite song. My 5-year-old is very into Cold Chisel.
Oh, very good.
Don't know where that came from.
That's
but,
some good taste. That's good taste. What does it have a favourite song?
Oh, actually, she really likes to sing. This is not a Cold Chisel song at the moment. She's really into Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, Rain on Me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, still good. It's not the Wiggles. Like, and no, I'm not dissing the Wiggles.
We like the Wiggles.
Wiggles are great. Love the Wiggles. Australian icons, but at the same time, it is nice that she's appreciating a bit of a wider breadth of music. That's good.
Now you've got an epic relationship with your fans, so much so that you ask for their input on your song, Same Songs. Can you tell me how that all came together? Because it's such an epic anthem.
Yeah. So that was a really interesting way of a song kind of coming to life. So I had the idea for the chorus, and I put it out in social media. I said, first off, help me write the first verse. You know, that was the way it started. And I said, choose your favourite songs. Tell me what song. The Same Song is all about the music that I grew up singing. And I said, what are some of like the iconic songs that we're all singing all the time? When you go to a pub, doesn't matter what comes on, if it comes on, you're singing it loud. And so they voted on those songs, and so I wrote the first verse, and then I got to the end of that, and I said, I think this is a collaboration. I think I need the female perspective. So I said, all right, let's put it out to the fans. Who should I do a collaboration with? And you know, we had a lot of people come back, but overwhelmingly, Kaylee Bell kind of came out on top.
She was in here this morning.
Yeah, I heard that. And So Kaylee came out on top, and then I put it out to Kaylee, and the same thing. I said, hey, tag Kaylee Bell into this if you want to get her involved. And you know, she got thousands of people tagging her, and woke up in Nashville. She was in Nashville, and she was like, all right, I better respond to this. And then it just kind of came to life that way, which was really cool. So it was just a really unique way of a song coming to life, and I kind of love the fact that, you know, the fans got involved in creating that.
Yeah, social media is power nowadays, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, now speaking of songs, your single, Small Town, which is up for Song of the Year, Single of the Year and Video of the Year, was written on the side of the road. Yeah,
it was another one. I was driving back to my little hometown of Wingham. So I live in Queensland now, heading back to the highway, and I was just excited. It was during COVID, and you know, the borders had closed, and it was the first time I'd gotten to go back in probably 9 months or something. And there was just this feeling, like I often go back probably every 3 months, you know, go down there, stay kind of 5 days with the fam, and then head home. And I was just really had this feeling. I was like, can't wait to get back. Like, you know, we've been starved of it for a long time. And I remember I started working on this song, and the song was less about kind of the lyric initially. It was just like, I wanted to capture a feeling.
Yes.
You know, I wanted to capture that feeling. It was that drive, it was that anticipation, it was the excitement of getting back. And I called up my collaborator, Nolan Wynn, who I wrote the song with, and I said, let's write this one in the moment, like while I'm feeling this energy, let's just capture it, and we did. And then I worked with a producer in Nashville, and we kind of brought it to life that way. And it was just really, as I said, another unique way, but it felt like it was very in the moment. And when I put that song on now, it really just takes me back to driving. And I don't really listen to that song anytime other than when I'm driving. And when I'm driving, it just makes me feel good.
Isn't it amazing? Like, you'll be driving in the car, because I live in Gunnedah, which is an hour away, so
Yeah.
I drive in, every day. And the most amazing ideas come to you while you're driving.
Absolutely.
Why is that? It's just...
I don't know. Sometimes I actually really love just turning the radio off. I was, not this Tamworth, but last Tamworth, I was driving over the range, and my whole family fell asleep, my wife and my kids, and they'd fallen asleep, and I was just writing this song in my head, and I got to the end of the trip, and I said, I just got to get my guitar out, and I had the whole song scripted in my head, but it was just that, I had silence for like 3 hours, but in my head I was like collaborating and writing this song.
That never happens when you've got a family.
It doesn't. Silence is very, you appreciate a bit of silence every once in a while.
You do. Now, speaking of nominations for the Golden Guitars, you've been nominated for the very first time this year, and for 6 Golden Guitars. How is that? Exciting, overwhelming, like...
It's incredibly exciting, to be honest, and just, I don't think overwhelming, just like humbling, the Golden Guitar, it means a huge amount, and so many of my heroes have kind of stood there, and so to kind of be in their footsteps to be there, and it means a huge amount in the Australian country music scene. That's kind of the tick of approval right there, and to be nominated for 6 is it's incredible. And whatever happens on Saturday night, at the end of the day, I don't know which way it's going to fall. That's just the way it goes.
At least you're nominated for 6.
Absolutely, and just to be there,
it would be amazing. First time winning 6 times.
I don't put the pressure on that. Is way too much pressure.
Manifest it. It's going to happen. Okay. Now you're playing at the Trek tomorrow night.
I am. Yep.
Yes. So what time does that start? Any little, maybe I was going to say sneak peeks, but any little things you can tell us about the show?
I've travelled around the country playing so many festivals, and that's incredible. But you've got this kind of like hour of power sort of thing, and for me, and don't get me wrong, my show is not a chilled show by any means. It's very up, but for the first time, I get to like bring it back, and I get to sing. Like, I released a song called "Anything Like Me," which is a song I wrote about my son just before he was born, and I released that song, and I actually haven't played that live hardly at all because it's just. Normally I'm playing a nighttime slot. I'm kind of the party guy, and it's a bit too slow to fit into the set. So I'm excited that I'm getting to put that one into the show and just kind of take a bit of a moment, actually just kind of connect. And I know that so many people that are there tomorrow have been on kind of my journey, on this journey since the start. They've really been following along, and I'd say social media's been a huge part. And because I share so much, a lot of people really been on that ride with me. They've been there for me sharing these acoustic demos before I released a single song, and then things are starting to take off, and
I'm just for the wild ride.
They have been, and I'm just so excited that so many people get to be a part of this now. This is my first ticketed show. I can't take this away from that. This is going to be something that will be a huge part of my history, and I'm excited that so many people that have been on the ride for so long now get to be a part of that as well.
That's awesome. And do you have any advice for any of the young aspiring artists out there?
Yeah, I think one of the best pieces of advice that was given to me, and it was about songwriting, right? So I've been playing shows my whole life, and I've been making a living from music my whole life, and played 1,000 pub gigs. But my big turning point was when I decided to tell my story and start writing my own songs.
It comes from the heart.
It comes from the heart. Yeah. So that's one piece of advice. But the other piece of advice, that I had somebody in my corner that was a really respected in the industry, and she said, keep writing, better songs. And I think if you really want to write great music, it's like any skill. You need to work at it. A painter didn't create his masterpiece the first time he painted a painting. He painted 1,000 paintings, and then he painted the Mona Lisa, right? So, and I think that's I believe in that wholeheartedly. Like, I've written, before Raise Like That came out, there was 500 songs that went in the rubbish before that song came out. And just keep work on the craft of a songwriter. Learn, soak in, go and do as many courses as you can. Really just work on the craft of songwriting, because none of anything that's happened and the nominations, everything, it all starts with a song. and it starts with a guy or a couple of people sitting around in a room with an acoustic guitar writing a song, and nothing else. You can have the best marketing, you can have the best look, you have best image, you can do all the rest of it, but none of that means anything unless you got great music.
Song.
Yeah.
Also, and probably the most important question of the afternoon. We've been asking all of our artists this. What's your favourite chocolate?
Oh, you've got it there. I would have to say, well, one or two. This, the caramel. So I'm going to take this if you let me have this.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And then the picnic. I'd split between these two. Can I have both?
You can have both.
Thank you.
Why not?
I appreciate that.
Thank you for joining me on the Lounges Plus live lounge this afternoon, James.
Thank you.
Hope you have a fabulous festival, and of course, I hope you win all 6 nominations.
I appreciate that. Yeah. But you might be chatting to a few people that I'm up against, later on today. So, we won't. Just keep it between you and I.
You didn't hear anything. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.